Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2013. All right, scheduled news events for today. Nothing really big going on here. Again, tomorrow afternoon is going to be big with Uncle Ben speaking, which is going to be driving some of my decisions that I'm going to be making over the next 24 to 48 hours, I guess you might say. Alright, let's just jump right over and, well, another thing, let's go back here and take a look at other markets. Alright, Asia is pretty much done. They kind of look like yesterday, so there's not much difference there. They ended up pretty positive. Europe is looking pretty positive right now. They're about, it's 12 o'clock there, noon, over most of Europe. So, yeah, oops, I didn't mean to do that, sorry. I just wanted to look at this to show you that for Europe, the FTSE is an hour behind some of these other ones, and I'm not, familiar with exactly what country they cover, but just wanted you to note that. So it's midday over in Europe, and the markets are up over there. But although that is an indicator of how things may work here, it's not necessarily saying that today is going to be a bullish day. And here's a little note here. Alcoa kicked off the earnings seasons last night with a beat by a penny, I believe. And then here they're saying that the shares are wobbling. Alright, now let's just jump right over to the account here and take a look at what's happening. It looks like we might have a positive opening here. Gold is up $15, which is pretty significant. I hope you bought some and you bought some silver, because a lot of people are saying it has hit the bottom. But I'm not saying that. I'll only say that a couple months from now when I can look back and say, yeah, there was a bottom back there. But I'm not going to try to predict it. Okay, oil is at $1.03. Still above 103, still above 100, and that's about it for what we're going to look at there for right now. I'm going to take a look at our account. I did close that lower end, the 152 put calendar on the Spider yesterday. I paid 89 cents for it, and I collected 46 cents when I closed it. I collected 43 cents when I closed it, so that's a loss of 46 cents. And the put calendar is currently worth, or at least yesterday it was $1.44, and I paid $1.09 for that, so we're pretty much kind of flat as far as return on this particular play is concerned. So relatively happy with that. We'll see how it works out today. And because of Uncle Ben tomorrow, I'm not going to do anything else in the Spiders in this calendar until after he speaks. The Russell Double Calendar, I'm going to exit this 905 today. And I was playing around with it, and I was looking to see if there's any way that I could use these, rolling into these August positions that I have here. And especially at this 905 level, even with the August options, there's just not a whole heck of a lot left in them. So you can see that the 905 is at 292 right now. 970 is pretty pricey right now. for August, and the July is this 905 July put at 25 cents. You don't really see, at least I've never seen Russell options in my account that were only worth a quarter. So I think it's time to get rid of this, and that will be in both accounts, and then I'll hang on to the 970 until after Uncle Ben talks. So on the rest of the account, Apple had a bad day yesterday, I believe. Oops. Jump over to their chart here. Yeah, it was not pretty. So ever since I've been into this thing now, it's been slapping me good. So I don't know. Really, it popped really nice at the open yesterday, and then it pulled back pretty heavily. I don't know, how's it doing this morning? It closed here at 4:15. I have another chart here that we could look at. It's currently at 4:15. So this is trading this morning. This is a 1-minute chart. So we're currently at 4:15. Alright, so Apple's hurting me, and so is Netflix. But I'm not at a point yet in Netflix where I'm going to be worried about it. And pretty much everything else is doing okay. Goldman's acting a little weird as well. We have a couple of bearish type plays on Goldman, but and it's acting a little strangely, but we'll see what happens with that too. I'm not in any big hurry there either. These are August, so we have a lot of time to see what's going to happen, although we have earnings coming up. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And of course on Chipotle, it's curious that they don't have anything for Netflix in here, because we know that they're coming up too. Alright, let's move on. Let's jump right over to our A+ list. So now we can run through this quicker because we're putting more and more targets on, and when we're just going to be looking for the targets right now on the stochastic for our entry points. Alright, so Apple is undetermined which direction it's moving here. It's wobbling around. We're just going to have to wait and see. I don't have any directional trade plans on Apple at this time. Amazon. Okay, we have a target down here. It's sort of refusing to come and hit it. I'll get rid of these. So we're just going to have to wait. Let's activate this and bring it over here. And actually we'll want to make it like that, because we're going to be watching for it to come down here and hit the 45 as well as the 20. 45 is good enough for me. Just give me a little pullback and I'll jump on this baby. I'm glad to see Amazon's doing well. It's one of my favorite shopping places, almost exclusively. Baidu. We had an alert set on Baidu, and it actually didn't quite trigger. It got pretty darn close, but didn't give it to us. So this is still a valid entry, so I'm going to move it down just a tad, and we'll see what happens at the open. I still need it to confirm to me. This is on the long-term chart, we're not getting a lot of confirmation, nor are we getting much confirmation on the MACD. So I have to honor that. And we also have, this just bent down. You know what? I'm taking this off. This is no longer valid. Or could it be just a continuation? I'm going to leave it on. We'll see what it does today, but we got earnings coming up in 2 weeks, so I'm a little hesitant about doing anything with Baidu. But we'll leave that there. Celgene, my alert on this did go off yesterday, and when I had a chance to come back here and take a look at it, you can see that, it popped up here pretty nice at the open and then pulled back, so I'm pretty comfortable with this as it is now. The other thing here is this trend line, which was a resistance trend line, is no longer valid. So the question is, do I move it or do I delete it? Well, let's just move it for now. Alright, so we'll just put it here because I have a feeling that this week we have a pullback here, so we're kind of looking at closes here. So let's adjust this to be set on the close, and that's a little bit more realistic. And correct this side too. There we go. Alright, so that's what we're looking at with Celgene. Okay, no entries. We're undetermined which direction we are actually moving here. So we get a lot of conflicting signals here. We're up on the long term on the moving average for MACD, but we're down on the shorter term MACD. We're down here, but we're up there. It's like, okay, alright, whatever. Maybe a good calendar play, or maybe a short-term butterfly. Don't talk about butterflies too much. Okay, CF Industries had a big gap up yesterday. We're in here with a position. We're looking for a hook down. Looks like we have a hook down. Do we want to add to this? Sure, because this is July. And if it does move down, then we're going to want to get in on it with an August. So we'll throw an alert on there. So let's just review here. We have conflicting signals here, but if we have a down day today, if this alert goes off, this MACD is going to hook down. Okay, we're still down over here on this long term, so we don't have a lot of good confirmation. We had moving averages moving down, and the 9-day we just had a white. We would be looking for a down move here and give us a magenta for today. We may not get in it today. We'll just have to see. Alright, Chipotle. Alright, we're in a bull put right now. This definitely is no longer valid. I don't even know what it's supposed to be now, so I'm just going to delete it. So we're in here. Restaurants have been doing really well lately. Chipotle among them. So we're in here with this bull put, and we may look for opportunities to exit early, especially since they have earnings coming up just before expiration. So we'll want to get out of this one pretty early. And gold should be looking, I think we may have a bottom here in gold. I certainly hope so. But this is interesting too. Some conflicts. We have a little bit of a hook here. I'm not seeing anything that I would want to play on it right now for a direction. Unless you want to just say, okay, I'm calling this a bottom here at 115 and just go from there. You could do that. You could do that. I'm not going to though. Google. This is no longer valid. I'm taking this out. And remember, we wanted to do a counter trend trade. Google's looking pretty good. I'm going to move this over and also extend it up to the 45. So we're looking for anything around here. So anywhere in this area in the near future. Of course, we have earnings coming up. Darn those earnings. You want to take a chance on Google? I don't know. You might be able to do a cheap calendar out here, but the problem with calendars is that they're so dependent on volatility that after earnings, if you calendars aren't good for post earnings plays. I would just go with a bear call or a bull put, whichever way you think it's going to go. I mean, you could look back here historically at what has happened. Almost all the time, it has had, a majority of the time, it has had positive movement after, a bullish movement after earnings. I would say probably about 60 or 70% of the time. So if you want to take that chance, I'm not. But if you want to, go ahead. All right, Goldman. Okay. We have a bear call here, and they opened up pretty nice and closed a little weak. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. And they have earnings coming up also. So this put calendar here, I think I'm going to have to get out of that before earnings. But we have a little bit of time to see what happens there. See if I can get a couple of bucks out of this thing. It's down 126 right now. LinkedIn. I really don't have anything here. Yes, we do. We're currently in an iron condor. I was waiting for a move down here. Let's move this over a little bit. And then let's think about whether this is really still accurate or not. Oh yes, we have some really good confirmations on bullishness in LinkedIn here. So what we will be waiting for then is also a move down to the 45. And that may take a little bit of time, and we got earnings pretty far out, so we could still do some sort of play here. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how long it takes it to come down here and give us our hook. MasterCard. Alright, we have an August bull put that we got into back here, and we were looking for another hook here. I'm not sure that, like with this, that we're going to have time before earnings to do something here, but we'll still keep our target down there, and we will watch it as things develop. Netflix. Alright, we have this put calendar. Netflix had a really good day yesterday. Obviously this trend line is no longer valid, although it could be possibly put along here, but I like to have more than one place. In this case, if it's a resistance trend line, I like to have at least 3 points that it can touch on. And well, I guess if we're looking at closes, let's do this. Yeah, come on. Alright, so if we're looking at closes, I suppose you could say that might be something that we could hang our hats on. Possibly. I don't know. Nah, that's really wishful thinking is what it is. Alright, so we'll see how this works out. I will close this put calendar later, this lower end one here at 195, if it doesn't look like it's working out while I still have some money left in it. Priceline had a very good day yesterday. I just find it absolutely incredible with Priceline here. Okay, we're going to change our target to that. We have a lot of confirmation on this bull move here, so this should be fun. Go Priceline. It's going to be $1,000 pretty soon. Panera. Positive trend. Positive bull. And no confirmation there. And no confirmation over here on this move, but we're still looking for something to come down here so that we can get in on this, which is a new, looks like a new trend, a little bit of a rest here, and a new trend heading up. Here's the high. This is a 3 year, so this is a high for 3 years. I'm sure it's an all-time high. So if we come up and we break that, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Alright, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. I mean, we'll come up here, test it, and that might be our opportunity to get in, and maybe that will be possibly sometime after earnings. These darn earnings, they just spoil my game just horribly. Tesla. Let's activate this and move it over. And do something like that. Of course, they have earnings coming up too, so may have to wait out that one. And then Visa. All these earnings, we are going to be getting out of these before earnings, so there might be a lot of early exits coming up on trades, especially if they're profitable. I'm going to take my profits before earnings and then sit back and watch the fireworks. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.